Hi again, this is Carrie with DIY Hustlers, and today I've created a video for you on how to create a knockout design using your Silhouette Cameo. Now, what is a knockout design? Well, a knockout design is when there are two designs that overlap each other. In a knockout design, words are subtracted from an image to create two separate layers that do not overlap. In other words, if you want to create an image on a t-shirt in two colors, one within the other, not necessarily layering, but one within the other, that is a knockout design. In this tutorial, we're going to go step by step on how this process is done, and we're going to start off with one of my favorite sayings, and that's beach please. Now that you have your Silhouette open, we're going to go into the text tool, and we're going to type in the word beach. Now I'm going to highlight this word beach because I need this word beach to be a little thicker. I need to change the font to Impact. That's usually the font I like to use. Why? Because it's a very thick font, it's very full, and in order to do a good knockout design, you need to have a thick, full font. Now, sizing doesn't matter right now, but I'm going to make this as big as possible so that it's easy for me to create as well as it's easy for you to view. We're going to duplicate the word beach by using Command-C, Command-V. I'm using a Mac, and we're going to place the word please right under it. Now, I want it to fall right under the word beach. So we're going to have to size the word please a little, and we're going to give it some spacing using our arrow keys. I'm going to highlight this design because I want to change the color only so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. You don't need to do this when you're designing, but sometimes it is best because it's best to see every detail of your design. Next, I'm going to go into my library settings because I want to find the design that I want to knock out of the word beach please. So we're going to go with an anchor. Now I'm going to place my anchor, and as you can see, they're stuck together. But that's okay. That usually happens. Usually the design goes behind your text. Sometimes it goes forward, sometimes it goes behind. There's an easy way to fix this. All you gotta do is click on just the design you're adding and bring that design forward. We're going to be doing a lot of moving around and a lot of sizing now. In order to get it exactly where I want it, I have to make some changes. But first, let me change the color, only so that you can see exactly what I'm doing, because if not, you're not gonna be able to see it. So we'll go with this blue color. Now, you're gonna have to move it, change it, rotate it, size it. There's so much you're gonna have to do because it's very important that you get every single edge or corner of your design within your text. If you leave any of the edges of your design in dead space, you're not gonna be able to tell what the design really is. I mean, you'll be able to see what it is, but it won't look as good as it should look. So we're gonna move this around. We're going to size it a bit. I may have to move it to the right, I may have to move it to the left to find exactly where I want it. Now I have it where I want it. Now the next step here is going to be to create a duplicate of this whole image. So I'm going to highlight the image as a whole. I'm going to go Command-C, Command-V, or I can go up to Object and I can duplicate. Now the first step is to crop. We want to crop out the anchor from the word beach please. So you're going to highlight your whole image because we want to make sure that when we crop this out, we keep some characteristics from beach please. So you're going to go into modify and then you're going to crop. As you can see now, the anchor is broken down into several parts, and it's extremely important that we create a compound path of this anchor. Why? Because if not, you're going to have parts that are not grouped together. So you can either go Command-E to create a compound path, or you can go up into Object and group your image. Now we're going to move this over to the side, and we're going to create a duplicate of beach please and the anchor. Now in my experience using HTV shrinks. So I want to create some type of offset around my anchor. So you're going to go to the right, and you're going to go to that star image and go into offset. You're going to click offset, and we're going to make the distance about 0.1. Now you can see that I have some type of edging around my anchor. Please make sure you only selected the anchor when doing this. Now we're going to click apply. When I'm ready to apply my vinyl, it's going to be so much easier to apply my anchor within my text having this offset around it. Now I'm going to select the whole image. We're going to go into modify, and I'm going to want to subtract that anchor. But I forgot to do one thing. It is very important that you create a compound path of your text separate from your anchor. So I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to select beach. I'm going to select please. And I'm going to go either up to object and group them, or I can go Command E. Now I'm going to select my whole entire image and we can subtract. Now, as you can see, the anchor image is a bit thicker than the actual anchor we have to the right. But that was the point. The point is to make this an offset, to give it some type of lining. So we're gonna move our anchor back into place. And we're gonna have to move it up and down a little here until we get it right in the center of where we want it. But as you can see, now the anchor has a lining all the way around it. So when I'm ready to apply my vinyl, doing this type of knockout design, my image will come out perfectly. Now be sure to leave Beach Please and the anchor separate. You do not have to group your design. Do not create a compound path. Why? Because when you're going to cut these out, you're obviously going to cut them in two different colors. Therefore, you're going to want to have Beach Please as one, and you can separate the anchor, cut your Beach Please first, and then cut your anchor. Now to give it more of a realistic feel, I'm going to delete the Beach Please design we had on the left that we've been using over and over again. I'm going to create a rectangular design, and I'm going to fill it with black. Now I need to make sure that I bring my image forward and put this black behind it, just so you can see what it would look like on a black t-shirt. And there you go. This is what your Beach Please knockout design would look like on a black t-shirt. I know that there were several steps, but if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of your messages. And as I say in all of our tutorials, I hope you learned something today,